The National Football League is known for its legion of dedicated fan bases, like Cleveland's Dog Pound, the Bills Mafia in Buffalo, and the terrible towel-waving fans of the Pittsburgh Steelers. But one group takes it to another level. We're talking about the infamous silver and black-clad fans of Raider Nation. But their devotion has been in question, with the team playing its last game in Oakland tomorrow before moving to Las Vegas. We met up with some of the Raiders' most hardcore fans to see what their future with the team might be. Welcome to an Oakland Raiders game day at the Coliseum. Not exactly the typical NFL tailgate experience, and not exactly the typical NFL fans. Gorilla Rilla, on a non-game day, is also known as Mark Acasio.
Been dressing up since '95 in Oakland, haven't missed a preseason or regular season. I missed my son's wedding because of a Raider game.
You missed your son's wedding because of a Raider game. Wow. Acasio isn't alone in his utter devotion to the Raiders. There's also Kathy Sandelin, Skull Lady.
53 years for me, been Skull Lady for 19.
Charles Ibarra, Darth Raider.
There was the original Dark Raider in the 70s.
Yeah, I had to be the guy that carried along that legacy. So 24 years later, never missed a game.
And Wayne Mabry, Violator.
Been Violator for 28 years.
That's meant nearly 3 decades of this, rising before dawn on NFL Sundays to quite literally put his game face on.
I'm getting ready for war.
This isn't just a fandom, it's a calling. If you can, in just one word, the Raiders are...
Family.
Familia.
Family.
Family.
For the last 24 years, from the black hole in one end zone to the dark side on the other, they've brought the Oakland Alameda County Coliseum to life, and in the process, made it infamous. Going into the black hole as an opposing quarterback, what was that like?
You know, I hated playing there when I was with the Chiefs. And,
CBS NFL analyst Rich Gannon played for the rival Chiefs for 4 years before becoming the Raiders quarterback in 1999.
I loved playing there as a Raider. I would sit there and watch the opposing quarterbacks or the opposing teams, and I just thought to myself, now you know what it feels like. I have to say, it's intimidating. You come walking out of the tunnel, and they're right there, they're right on you, and they just don't stop. They're relentless. And
it really is that? I mean, because they're not going to get on the field, they're not going to touch you, but it really does get to you.
It does. It wasn't just the crowd noise. It were some of the comments that would come out of there that were very personal in nature.
That environment has been called into question, labeled as violent, not family-friendly, even dangerous.
I think in the beginning it was a little bit rough, you know. People weren't really sure to know what kind of Raider Nation was in Oakland. There were some ruffians. We kind of educated them to be something more.
Some of Raider Nation blames the media for perpetuating the worst stereotypes, citing a few bad seeds spoiling it for the whole bunch. But there was an intimidation factor that always went along with the black hole.
Look who you're talking to.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Maybe not the friendliest of names yelled out at opposing players. Is that fair?
Or the refs.
Hey, they're giving it back.
Oh, yeah.
They're giving it back. What people don't see is actually they're pointing to us.
Look at it this way. If they came in there and we were quiet, real mild-mannered, it wouldn't be the same. These opposing fans and players have stories to tell about us. So the seed has been planted.
Growing a home field advantage that's both misunderstood yet effective, according to former Raiders CEO Amy Trask, embraced by fans as the Princess of Darkness.
So many times, members of the national media, executives of other teams would express to me concern about some of the characters they saw, and I would laugh because, A, go ahead and be scared. I kind of like that. And B, if you only knew the people you were expressing these trepidations about, the woman that you thought was going to eat you in the parking lot was an assistant district attorney.
Right.
You know, the gentleman who scared you a bit, Department of Homeland Security. These are magnificent people.
But the intimidation, without a doubt, is there.
Absolutely, absolutely. The home field advantage that they create actually translates into yardage. When our opponent would have a delay of game or a false start that was crowd driven, every single fan I saw from that moment on, I said, thank you for that yardage. thank you for those 5 yards, because they delivered it.
The Raiders' current head coach, John Gruden, has a similar appreciation, personally recognizing Raider Nation whenever he can.
When we win, I'm going down there. And when we lose, usually I stick around the parking lot and hang out with the guys and, try to get them ready for the next home game. I like to share my joy with some joyous Raider fans as much as possible.
Stay in Oakland, Mark!
More than a team and its fans, family. One that's been feuding ever since the team's decision to relocate to Las Vegas. The move was announced in 2017, leaving the Raiders to play the last 3 seasons in front of the Oakland crowd it would leave behind.
For me, it'll never be the same. I don't care where they move to. It'll still be my favorite team, my best love. But as far as here, this is Mecca. This is Holy Grail to me.
The last 3 years, man, it's like a relationship. You know your girlfriend's cheating on you, but you ain't catching her. You catch her.
Mark, that does not sound like something I want to be a part of. Are you mad at the Raiders?
No.
I'm not mad. I understand it's business.
It took me some time. We've all known some fans that are done. They're completely done.
Yeah.
I mean, that was it. That was the last straw for them.
When you just said, it took you a little while. You were angry, but then you were able to move on. And you all say this is family, and isn't that what we do with family?
Yes.
You already know that, yeah.
True.
If your family moves out of state, are you going to stop loving them? No. We're not going to stop loving our Raiders, and we're not going to stop following them. We're diehard.
Show of hands, how many of you will be at that opening game in Vegas? Now look, there are people that left. These diehards are going. Some even live closer to Vegas, so it'll be an easier trip for them to get there. But I think the thing to remember with this fan base, they're as well known as the players. They've been with the team longer than these players right now. People see them in the parking lot. It's Gorilla Rilla, come over here. Darth Raider, come over to me. Gruden knows them. The ownership knows them. They really are a part of the fabric of this team.
And this isn't their first move. I mean, they've moved to Los Angeles and back to
Oakland. Right. And the difference now is whether or not Vegas will be the same atmosphere.
Both Gannon's comments,
Still ahead.
some of their comments were so personal in nature.